So I drove up to the Adirondacks, about a 5.5 hour drive, just a couple of days ago. Had rain most of the way up, and now I'm going to head back. So I'll record some of the trip back just so you can see a little bit of the area. But here's the area we stayed, actually on that little island over there. Beautiful Au Sable Forks area in the Adirondacks, not far from Whiteface Mountain. And so getting the bike ready for the return trip. About 5.5 hour drive, and shouldn't be any rain on the way back, so that'll be nice. So here we go. Well, I'd like to say there was no rain, but I did get hit with rain a couple times on the way back. It was cloudy most of the way. You could see a lot of the roads were wet. But one thing I found out about this bike that I did not expect was I was just wearing a top raincoat just in case I didn't wear my rain suit, because again, I didn't think it was going to be raining based on the radar and the forecast. But when it did rain, I found that maybe it's because of the width of the bike and some of the protections it has, the wings it has on it and things like that, my pants did not get wet at all. So that was kind of a nice surprise that helped quite a bit. If you've never been to the Adirondacks, it's a great ride. Some beautiful sights there, some good windy roads to go up as you go up Whiteface Mountain, for instance. And as you are going up, there's just some spectacular views. Like for instance, here's one that's just overlooking all those mountains and things like that. You're above the treetops. It's really just a neat place to be. Air seems so fresh there because it goes through all those trees and things like that, so that kind of adds a nice little touch to it. But beautiful sights as you just ride the roads up there. Didn't see a lot of motorcycles this time around. Saw a few Harley trikes and a couple of Goldwings, but been a lot of rain this season, so that delayed a lot of the riders, I think, or either that or they're holed up in hotels. Lake Placid, which is nearby, is where the Olympics, Winter Olympics were some years back, and so there's still things from those attractions. But there's Lake Placid from above near Whiteface Mountain. And that's a neat little town there. Not a lot of parking though, but it's a nice tourist place with lots of shops to visit and things like that. So it really is a nice ride. On my way back, I was mainly on kind of back highways until I got onto 81, which was a much bigger highway, but just really nice. This is a picture of the summit you can climb up to. You can also take an elevator to it, but this goes to the summit, which is like 87, I think, feet above sea level. It's certainly not any Colorado or Rocky Mountains, but it really is nice. So a nice ride, really enjoyable. Like I say, on the way up, I got rain most of the time, which kind of takes away from some of the fun. And the way back, I was getting drizzle at times, sometimes a little bit heavier rain. But it was still a nice ride going through all these little roads and highways, all very well paved. So there's no issues there, and like a number of S curves that you'd find. So if you like twisties and things like that, you'll find some of those. So it's a good trip. So this is just my ride. Watch as much as you want to watch. I would mention, actually, while I'm thinking of it, I had mentioned in an earlier video about putting on the highway pegs, and the highway pegs really does make a difference. That and the backrest, I just found my ride much more comfortable. What was interesting is I didn't find myself using both highway pegs much of the time. I would either use the right or the left. The Spider is such a wider front that when you put your legs up on that one, you really are spread apart. The highway pegs on my Honda VTX touring bike, your legs aren't spread very far apart, and it's very comfortable. A couple times I did put it on both. Sometimes I leaned my ankles up on top of the pegs, depending on how much I wanted to stretch and things like that. But I still say the highway pegs make a big difference for tall drivers, and the backrest, in my opinion, the backrest is a must. So this is my trip, and about just shy of 400 miles. I think it was 300 and maybe 357, somewhere around there each way. But it was a nice ride. If the weather was a little clearer, it would be even more enjoyable. But actually, the temperature was great. I think it was like 72 or such. And I think there might be a couple segments I've got on here where you see I got a little bit of rain near Canton, I believe, is where I got hit with some rain. But again, no showstoppers. So enjoy as much as you want to enjoy. And if you have any questions about the ride or about the bike, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you as quickly as I can. Enjoy. My whole trip took me about 5 hours and 15 minutes coming back from the Adirondacks. I was getting mileage of about 33.5, so 34 miles a gallon for this trip. With my VTX that I had up to last year, I would normally get about 42 miles per gallon. So not as good mileage with this bike, but certainly is a good ride. So thanks for watching. Again, if you got questions or wondering anything about the bikes or dislikes or likes that I have, just give me a comment and I will get back to you. Enjoy the ride.